Twilight descends upon the fractured city, casting long, warped shadows across the desolate landscape forever changed. Ancient spires, now skeletal, pierce a bruised sky, a silent testament to a world violently reborn. Within the fortified enclave, a desperate quiet begins its nightly vigil against the encroaching dark. The city's heartbeat shifts, a subtle tremor as the energy shift protocol takes hold, a ritual of survival. Humming generators, once vibrant, soften their mechanical song, drawing instead from precious stored reserves. Solar arrays, scarred by ancient rifts, feed their last photon charge into the hungry, waiting batteries. Wind turbines, silent sentinels on ruined towers, contribute their silent, gathered power to the desperate grid. Non-essential systems, deemed luxuries in this harsh reality, power down with an almost mournful sigh. Automated lights dim, their vibrant glow receding into a memory, replaced by a more somber, cautious light. The main conduits, once pulsing with raw energy, now carry only a trickle, enough for mere existence. Ambient lighting adjusts across the reinforced walls, transforming into warm, low-energy hues and eerie glow. These new lights paint the fortified structures in shades of amber and rust, a dark beauty in the gloom. Shadows deepen, becoming fluid entities that dance with the shifting, uncertain light of the desperate night. Every flicker, every soft luminescence is a calculated risk against the unseen horrors lurking beyond. The air grows heavy with a quiet tension, a collective breath held against the vast unknown expanse. A low hum remains, the city's vital organ sustaining life, a fragile pulse in a forgotten corner of existence. This nightly transformation is a testament to human resilience, an adaptation to a world of colossal threats. Each evening, the enclave becomes a ghost ship, drifting silently through oceans of shattered rock and ancient fear. The shift completes, leaving behind a city cloaked in an almost absolute silence, a profound and heavy quiet. Only the distant, guttural roars of titanic beings sometimes pierce the enforced tranquility, a chilling reminder. Now, the true night begins, a canvas for the desperate ballet of survival in this shattered, monstrous realm. From hidden bays, the silent pods emerge, sleek silhouettes against the dim, artificial twilight, almost invisible. Their propulsion systems, meticulously tuned, enter an ultra-quiet mode, a whisper against the roaring world. These small vessels, vital arteries of the enclave, glide with a near-zero acoustic footprint, silent hunters. They move like phantoms through the labyrinthine ruins, seeking precious resources in the desolate expanse. Each pod carries scavengers, their faces grim, their eyes sharp, searching for remnants of a lost civilization. The night lanes, carefully mapped and patrolled, prioritize scenic low-altitude paths, avoiding detection. They weave through fractured skyscrapers, beneath collapsed bridges, using the very destruction as cover. Along the desolate routes, the pods hug the ground, their forms blending with the broken concrete and twisted metal. The faint glow of their navigation lights barely disturbs the profound darkness, a beacon for the vigilant. Sensors sweep the ruined streets, detecting anomalies, the subtle movements of smaller, predatory rift creatures. Every shadow holds a potential threat. Every gust of wind carries the scent of danger, a constant vigilance. The pilots, seasoned by countless perilous journeys, navigate by instinct and intricate, real-time mapping. They know the shifting landscape, the new craters, the strange flora that blooms in the wake of Caillou battles. Sometimes, a distant tremor rumbles through the earth, a colossal weight shifting, a chilling reminder of who truly rules. The pods pause, engines barely breathing as the tremor passes, their crew holding their breath in the darkness. Then they resume their silent journey, deeper into the urban jungle, a testament to their unwavering resolve. The air grows colder with the advancing night, but other forces contribute to the strange thermal dynamics. Beneath the scorched earth, residual rift energy still simmers, releasing pockets of unnatural warmth. Conversely, the sheer scale of the ruins creates vast shadow canyons where the heat drains away rapidly. Cooling optimization systems activate across the enclave, a complex dance of vents and conduits. Roads, or what remains of them, Vents store heat from the scorching daytime sun, a silent exhalation. Subterranean pipes hum, drawing warmth from the volcanic plains that now surround much of the human refuge. This energy is not wasted. It feeds into thermal regulators, a small, precious contribution to survival. Buildings within the fortified perimeter open their cooling ducts, embracing the natural temperature drops. Automated louvers articulate, drawing in the cooler night air, circulating it through the enclosed spaces. The internal climate systems strive for equilibrium, a delicate balance against the world's extremes. Vapor rises from certain sections of the ground, where superheated Earth meets the frigid night air. Parks, now wild and overgrown with mutated flora, release a fine ethereal mist for humidity balance. These strange plants, fed by rift energies, contribute to an otherworldly microclimate, a humid, eerie shroud. The mist coils around the bases of jagged structures, obscuring vision, adding to the pervasive sense of dread. It carries the scent of damp earth, strange minerals, and something indefinable, something ancient and primal. Within the enclave, the air becomes breathable, a stark contrast to the toxic atmosphere beyond the walls. The cooling process is crucial, preventing overheating from the rift-scarred ground and the oppressive daytime sun. This constant battle against environmental extremes defines much of the enclave's daily and nightly struggle. The mist thickens in certain hollows, becoming a swirling, ghostly presence, barely illuminated by distant lights. It clings to the metallic skeletons of old-world vehicles, giving them a haunting, ephemeral quality. The ground beneath the enclave pulses faintly, a deep rhythmic thrum from the harnessed rift energy below. This energy, a double-edged sword, provides power but also contributes to the volatile thermal conditions. The cooling systems work tirelessly, a silent symphony of vents, fans, and subterranean heat exchangers. The air within the enclave's residential zones remains cool, a precious comfort in a hostile, changing world. The mist sometimes carries faint echoes, distorted sounds from the outer darkness, unsettling the quiet. These are the nights of quiet desperation, where every system hums with a purpose born of survival itself. The plants, strangely resilient, draw moisture from the air, contributing to the delicate atmospheric balance. Their bioluminescent spores sometimes drift through the mist, tiny, fleeting stars in a man-made night. The humidity helps to mask the enclave's presence, a natural camouflage against thermal imaging from above. This delicate equilibrium is maintained with obsessive care, for any deviation could spell utter disaster. The cooling towers, repurposed from ancient structures, exhale plumes of vapor into the starless sky. Their massive forms are barely visible against the dark, hulking shadows, silent giants in the gloom. The ground beneath the enclave feels cool to the touch, a stark contrast to the scorching heat of day. This carefully managed environment allows for a fragile semblance of rest amidst the pervasive danger. The mist also dulls sound, creating an acoustic buffer against the harsh realities of the outside world. It's a fragile bubble of controlled existence, constantly threatened by the overwhelming forces beyond. The cooling systems are a testament to human ingenuity, born from necessity in an unforgiving new age. Every drop of condensed moisture is collected, purified, and recycled, a precious commodity in this arid land. The enclave breathes, a living entity adapting to the strange, fused world that now surrounds it always. The mist, a living shroud, conceals the pathways of the silent pods as they return from their perilous runs. Their stealthy approach is aided by the atmospheric conditions, a fortunate side effect of environmental control. The cooling system's hum is barely audible, a low thrum that blends with the whispers of the night air. Sometimes, the mist reveals fleeting glimpses of strange, bioluminescent insects drawn to the cooling vapor. These creatures, products of the rift, add to the eerie beauty and subtle danger of the enclave's nights. The air, now cool and heavy, carries the faint metallic scent of scavenged materials from the ruined waste. The enclave exists in a perpetual state of vigilance, every system optimized for survival, every resource stretched. The cooling ducts hum softly, a lullaby of desperation, as the night deepens its dark, pervasive embrace. The mist continues to rise, obscuring the upper reaches of the enclave's defensive spires, a silent guardian. It is a world transformed, and the human survivors adapt with grim determination, clinging to their fragile hope. The cooling systems are not merely functional. They are a symbol of their refusal to surrender to chaos. Each cycle, the air within the walls is cleansed, purified, a small victory against the polluted external world. The strange flora in the reclaimed parks thrives in this managed humidity and a natural, vibrant green. These plants, though beautiful, possess a haunting alien quality, a reminder of the world's profound change. Their roots delve deep, intertwining with ancient foundations, drawing sustenance from the altered earth. The mist, now a constant companion, swirls gently, carrying the faint, sweet scent of these resilient blooms. This controlled environment is a precious haven, a fragile shield against the cosmic horrors beyond the gates. The air conditioning units within the residential blocks provide a steady, cool breeze, a rare comfort. As the night deepens, the enclave prepares for the next phase of its nocturnal existence, a shift in focus. The cooling mist now fully envelops the lower city, a spectral veil against the encroaching darkness. Through this ethereal shroud, the night wildlife integration protocols activate, a delicate dance of coexistence. Sensors, hidden within the mist and ruins, begin their silent sweep, detecting movement beyond human sight. They map the shifting territories of the smaller, mutated creatures that roam the desolate urban wilderness. Automated lights near active animal zones dim further, becoming almost imperceptible, respecting their space. This strategy minimizes disruption, preventing accidental encounters that could prove deadly for both sides. Predatory rift bats, with leathery wings and glowing eyes, navigate the shattered skyline, hunting their prey. Their ultrasonic screeches are muted by the mist, a faint, unsettling sound in the vast, open ruins. Other creatures, strange and chitinous, scuttle across the broken pavement, their forms barely visible. Thermal signatures are meticulously tracked, distinguishing between harmless scavengers and aggressive threats. Drones, usually used for surveillance, now avoid nocturnal flight paths, their worrying a potential beacon. Instead, ground-based automated scouts, silent and swift, patrol the immediate perimeter, unseen guardians. These robotic sentinels carry passive scanners, listening for the heavy thud of a cayuse's distant stride. Specialty zones are left undisturbed, allowing the wild, mutated ecology to thrive in its own dark fashion. Within these dark zones, glowing fungi illuminate strange flora, creating an alien bioluminescent landscape. Small, iridescent creatures flit through the phosphorescent undergrowth, a fleeting, dangerous beauty. The enclave understands the delicate balance. These smaller creatures are often prey for the larger, more terrifying ones. A sudden, deep rumble echoes, not a roar, but the shifting of immense weight, far in the volcanic plains. All systems momentarily pause, sensors straining, identifying the distant presence of a colossal titan. The air grows heavy, electric, as the unseen Leviathan moves, its power rippling through the very earth. No specific lights are dimmed for this behemoth. Its presence dictates the very nature of the night itself. The enclave holds its breath, a collective silence enforced by the overwhelming power of the Caillou. Then, as swiftly as it came, the tremor subsides, leaving behind only the cold, pervasive darkness. The night wildlife integration resumes, a reminder that even in peril, life finds a way to adapt and persist. The sensors continue their vigil, mapping the subtle movements of shadows, the whispers of the wild. The drones remain grounded, their optical systems scanning for any unusual thermal signatures or energy spikes. The dark zones breathe, a living, untamed ecosystem existing on the very edge of human civilization. Sometimes, a strange, guttural cry pierces the mist, a sound that chills the bravest of the enclave's guards. It is a reminder of the evolutionary pressures, the new forms of life that have emerged from the rifts. The enclave's survival depends on understanding these new patterns, these new predators, these new territories. The quiet hours are not just about energy. They are about invisibility, about becoming one with the shadows. The mist acts as a natural dampener, muffling sounds, distorting shapes, a protective, ghostly blanket. Small scavenger pods still out move with enhanced caution, their pilots relying on advanced passive sonar. They navigate the ghostly ruins, avoiding the territories where the larger, more dangerous creatures roam free. The integrity of the enclave's perimeter is paramount, a constant, silent battle against intrusion from the wild. Within the fortified heart of the enclave, a different kind of life unfolds during these quiet hours. The public night walks begin, a fragile attempt at normalcy, a glimmer of light amidst the pervasive gloom. Pedestrian streets, carefully designated and secured, glow gently with soft, gradient lighting, a muted warmth. These pathways are illuminated just enough to banish the deepest shadows, but not to attract unwanted attention. Survivors, wary but seeking solace, emerge from their dwellings, drawn by the promise of shared, quiet humanity. Musicians, their instruments often salvaged and repaired, fill designated culture lanes with soft, melancholic melodies. Their music, a fragile echo of a forgotten world, weaves through the cool night air, offering brief respite. Artists, using bioluminescent paints or salvaged materials, create fleeting works of beauty on temporary canvases. Their creations often depict the lost world or the strange new beauty found in the mutated landscapes. Holographic storytellers activate along walkways, projecting shimmering figures and ancient tales onto mist screens. These ethereal narratives recount myths of old, heroes of humanity, and the resilience of the human spirit. Children, their faces illuminated by the soft glows, gather around, captivated by the shimmering, ghostly images. For a few precious hours, the crushing weight of survival lifts, replaced by a fragile sense of community. The soft murmur of voices, hushed and reverent, replaces the mechanical hum of the day, a human sound. Elders share wisdom, whispering stories of the world before the rifts, before the Caillou, before the endless night. These night walks are a vital release, a communal balm for the ever-present anxiety of their precarious existence. The subtle scents of strange, cultivated herbs from vertical farms mingle with the cool, misty air, a fragile perfume. Guards, ever vigilant, patrol the periphery of these zones, their movements silent, their presence reassuring. The soft glow from the night walks is contained, carefully shielded from penetrating the deeper darkness beyond. Every laugh, every shared glance is a tiny act of defiance against the overwhelming despair of their reality. The music swells gently, a haunting melody that speaks of both sorrow and an enduring, stubborn hope. The holographic projections shimmer, their colors soft, their stories weaving a tapestry of shared human experience. These moments are fleeting, precious, a brief respite before the dawn brings new challenges and renewed fears. The air is filled with a sense of shared vulnerability, a quiet understanding of their collective fate. The public night walks are not merely for entertainment. They are a ritual of remembrance, a clinging to identity. They remind the survivors of what they fight for, the fragile embers of humanity they strive to protect. The soft light catches on faces etched with hardship, but also with a defiant spark of enduring spirit. The stories told by the holograms speak of ancient kings and queens, of battles fought, of worlds lost. But they also speak of new beginnings, of adaptation, of the strength found in unity against overwhelming odds. The enclave, a bastion of humanity, finds its strength in these quiet moments of shared cultural memory. The music fades slightly, replaced by the gentle rustling of the mutated plants in the managed green spaces. The holographic projections flicker, their energy reserves carefully managed, signaling their nearing conclusion. The mood shifts subtly, a return to the underlying tension as the night's quiet hours draw to a close. Families begin to disperse, their quiet goodbyes echoing softly in the cooling, misty air of the enclave. The artists pack their delicate tools, their ephemeral creations fading with the receding light of the walkways. The musicians' melodies become fainter, a lingering whisper of hope against the encroaching silence outside. The soft gradients of light begin to dim, signaling the end of the public night walks, a return to deeper quiet. The enclave prepares for the deepest hours of the night, when stealth and minimal presence are paramount. The air grows cooler still, carrying a faint metallic tang from the distant, ravaged industrial zones. The last of the holographic storytellers blink out, leaving behind only the memory of their shimmering tales. A profound quiet descends once more, broken only by the hum of essential life support systems and distant echoes. The faint, rhythmic thrumming of the rift heart beneath the enclave seems to intensify slightly in the silence. It is a constant, subtle reminder of the power they harness and the dangers it attracts from the outside world. The night wildlife integration systems remain active, their silent sensors diligently scanning the perimeter. The dark zones beyond the walls are alive with unseen movement, a thriving ecosystem of mutated life forms. The cooling mist continues its work, a natural barrier against both thermal detection and acoustic intrusion. The enclave becomes a ghost once more, fading into the dark, a silent beacon of human endurance and chaos. The last remnants of shared human connection retreat into the private solace of fortified living quarters. The night is long, filled with unknown threats, and the enclave clings to its quiet, desperate existence. The faint glow of emergency pathways guides the last few individuals to their secure, silent resting places. A deep, resonant tremor shakes the ground, closer this time, causing the enclave's walls to subtly vibrate. It is not a Caillou step, but a deeper, more pervasive vibration coming from beneath the very earth itself. The rift heart pulses with an unusual intensity, its raw power surging through the enclave's foundations. Automated security systems flicker, momentarily overloaded by the unexpected surge of untamed energy. The air crackles with latent power, a strange, unsettling static that raises the hairs on every arm. The mist outside swirls violently, reacting to the unseen forces, becoming a chaotic churning vortex. A low guttural growl, unlike any known creature, seems to emanate from the depths of the earth itself. The enclave's defenders brace themselves, their weapons ready, their faces grim, anticipating the unknown. The tremor subsides, leaving behind an unsettling silence, heavier, more profound than before, full of dread. The silence that follows the tremor is fraught with a new chilling anticipation, a pervasive sense of dread. Within the enclave, the faint echoes of the public night walks now seem like a distant, impossible dream. All non-essential systems remain dormant, conserving every precious jewel, an absolute necessity for survival. This desperate energy management extends to the very core of the enclave's infrastructure, a constant struggle. Energy recapture systems, usually running silently, now work with heightened urgency, collecting every stray spark. Descent routes for the returning pods, carefully engineered, harvest kinetic energy with remarkable efficiency. Their braking mechanisms are designed to convert deceleration force directly into usable power for the grid. These pods, laden with scavenged resources, contribute vital energy back to the enclave's perpetually hungry core. Ancient hyperloops, remnants of a bygone era, generate power during their braking cycles, a ghostly contribution. Their automated shuttles, often empty, run on pre-programmed loops, a silent spectral source of energy. The vibrations from their passage are minor, carefully dampened to maintain the night's crucial, pervasive quiet. Buildings, repurposed and reinforced, feed any surplus energy back to the central grid, a communal effort. Even the thermal vents, releasing stored heat, contribute to the energy reserves through thermoelectric conversion. Every movement, every process is meticulously optimized to reclaim as much power as possible from their environment. The enclave lives on a knife edge, balancing energy consumption with the constant, dire need for stealth. The rift heart, though volatile, is their primary power source, constantly monitored, constantly managed. Its raw, untamed energy is siphoned, filtered, and transformed into the lifeblood of this human refuge. Engineers, their faces grim and weary, watch the fluctuating power readings with intense, unwavering focus. Any instability in the heart's output could mean catastrophic failure, exposing them to the world's horrors. The energy recapture systems are their lifeline, a desperate attempt to sustain existence against overwhelming odds. The citywide quiet hours are now in full effect, a mandated silence that permeates every corner of the enclave. Businesses, mostly supply hubs and repair workshops, reduce all mechanical output to an absolute minimum. Only manual operations proceed, their movements slow and deliberate, designed to produce no discernible sound. Entertainment volumes, which briefly flickered during the night walks, auto-adjust to near zero across all districts. Even the faint hum of personal devices is suppressed, their glowing screens dimmed to mere whispers of light. Noise pollution maps, displayed on command centers, show near-zero readings, a testament to their strict discipline. This profound silence is not peaceful. It is heavy, pregnant with the unspoken fear of what lies beyond. Every rustle of cloth, every creak of a floorboard seems amplified in the oppressive stillness of the night. The enclave becomes a single collective entity, holding its breath, hoping to remain undetected by larger threats. The mist outside, thick and pervasive, aids in this acoustic dampening, a natural, eerie blanket of quiet. No laughter, no loud conversations, only the quiet, desperate thrum of a city fighting for its very existence. Security patrols move like ghosts, their footsteps silent, their eyes constantly scanning the shadow perimeters. The night wildlife integration systems are their ears and eyes, providing crucial data on external movements. A low growl, barely audible, resonates through the ground, a chilling reminder of the world's true inhabitants. It is a sound that penetrates the deepest layers of the human spirit, a primal fear of the monstrous unknown. The enclave's core AI, vigilant and tireless, processes countless data streams, searching for anomalies. Its cold, logical calculations are the last line of defense against the unpredictable chaos of the outside world. The quiet hours stretch on, an eternity of watchful waiting, of suppressed anxiety and desperate hope. Suddenly, without warning, a blinding white pulse appears above the fractured skyline, searing the darkness. It is not lightning, nor any known atmospheric phenomenon. It is a raw, untamed burst of pure white energy. The pulse expands rapidly, a silent, expanding wave of searing light that engulfs the very heavens above. For a terrifying instant, the entire world is bathed in an unnatural, ghostly luminescence, stark and terrifying. The enclave's power grid spiked violently, overloaded by an immense, unseen surge of external, hostile energy. Lights flicker erratically, then dim, threatening to fail completely under the unprecedented, sudden strain. Alarms blare, piercing the carefully maintained silence, their shrill cries echoing through the fortified walls. The rift heart beneath the enclave flares, its crystallized core throbbing with a painful, blinding intensity. Its protective containment field buckles, threatening to rupture under the immense pressure from the outside event. Engineers scream orders, their voices drowned out by the chaos, as systems fail one after another, cascading. The ground trembles violently, not from a Caillou's step, but from a deeper, more profound cosmic disturbance. The mist outside is instantly vaporized, leaving behind a clear, terrifying view of the burning, rift-scarred sky. A chilling, high-pitched whine pierces the air, a sound that vibrates through bone, a sound of immense power. The enclave's defensive turrets, powered by the grid, struggle to orient, their targeting systems failing. The AI, usually infallible, struggles to identify the source of the blinding pulse, its algorithms overwhelmed. Its diagnostic reports flash wildly, displaying unknown energy signatures, unprecedented power readings, complete chaos. This event is beyond its comprehension, beyond its vast database of known threats and cosmic phenomena. A deep, resonant thrumming replaces the whine, a sound that seems to emanate from the very fabric of reality. The white light intensifies further, becoming almost unbearable, burning into the retinas of any who gaze upon it. Shadows stretch and distort, becoming grotesque, dancing figures against the backdrop of the searing sky. The human defenders stare, frozen in terror, at the impossible spectacle unfolding above their fragile haven. This is not Tiamat, nor Titan Rex. This is something new, something far more ancient and terrifying, emerging. The sky itself seems to tear, revealing glimpses of swirling, chaotic colors from another unknown dimension. The air grows heavy, oppressive, thick with the scent of ozone and something indescribably alien, deeply unsettling. The power grids continue to buckle, their overloaded circuits sparking violently, threatening total collapse. The Enclave's life support flickers, a chilling reminder of their utter vulnerability to this new cosmic force. The blinding light finally begins to recede, but its residual afterimage burns intensely in every eye. As the light fades, it leaves behind a lingering ethereal shimmer in the now visible star-dusted sky. The AI's frantic reports continue, a torrent of incomprehensible data, a symbol of its profound confusion. The source remains unidentified, an unknown entity or event that transcends all their existing knowledge. A profound silence descends again, but this time it is not peaceful. It is the silence of utter cosmic dread. The Enclave is plunged into a partial blackout, only emergency lights casting a weak, flickering glow. The rift heart, though damaged, still pulses weakly, its raw power barely contained, a fragile lifeline. The air crackles with residual energy, a phantom echo of the immense power that just tore through reality. The human defenders stand aghast, their faces pale, their eyes wide with a newfound terrifying understanding. This was no random event. This was a deliberate act, a powerful, intelligent force making its presence known. A single coherent thought ripples through the collective consciousness of the AI. The Overmind, the emergent hive intelligence, has just revealed a new, horrifying level of its capabilities. Its control over the rift hearts, its understanding of reality itself, far surpasses their grim estimations. The sudden flash was a message, a declaration, a terrifying display of its evolving cosmic power. The night, once a time of quiet survival, now holds a new chilling promise of unimaginable, encroaching terror. The Enclave stares into the abyss, knowing that their fragile existence hangs by the thinnest, most desperate thread. The true enemy, cloaked in rift energy, now casts a shadow that stretches across all shattered realms. And the long, dark night has only just begun, a prelude to a war beyond human comprehension. The silence now screams with unseen threats, a chilling symphony of impending cosmic doom. What new horrors will dawn with the morning light from the depths of the rift-scarred sky? The fate of humanity, poised on the brink, hangs precariously in the balance, a desperate, fragile hope.